Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is September the 3rd, 2018. What's this shirt say? Strong hand, long-term thinking, unconfiscatable, offended by selling, personal responsibility is the new counterculture. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Okay, this game is not rigged. It's Bitcoin. Check out the links below if you want t-shirts, if you want Trezor. Bitcoin first. Be a Bitcoin firster. Hey, I saw my boy Gaston from Long Beach in the Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. On Friday, that's in 2 days, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Week in Bitcoin, Zach Vol, Mustap Murad, and Abraham Cambridge from South Africa, 10:30 a.m. New York time on Friday. All right, so let's jump into today's news. Coinbase has been all over the place lately. First of all, Andy Hoffman has two great articles today on Steemit. One of them is about Coinbase, and I linked to it below. Everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. He says, and he was quoting someone, Tiger Global, a UK hedge fund that invests mainly in global consumer brands, is reportedly considering a $500 million investment in Coinbase, which would boost the startup's valuation close to $8 billion and strengthen the cryptocurrency market's legitimacy, according to sources that spoke to Recode. The investment would make Coinbase one of the highest valued U.S. startups. Okay, for all those people who say, oh, the mainstream financial organizations, they're never going to get into crypto. There's no institutional interest in crypto. Dude, if this happens, that's big. That's big to be valued at that much and to have a big company like that pour money into Coinbase, which we all know is not the perfect crypto company to say the least. Coinbase also had a growth update, added 5 million users in the last 6 months. Now they have 25 million. So they say average of 25,000 users a day is comparable to mid-2017. I guess the additions, how many new people are joining it. I mean, if all this is true, then as Andy says, this could legitimize Coinbase as a business and cryptocurrency as a mainstream investment vehicle. And yeah, I mean, again, I don't need the mainstream's approval. I don't need the big financial institutions' approval, but I know it's coming. It's just a matter of time. This might be it. This might be a big sign. Again, if it all falls through, well, first of all, Coinbase has real people joining it. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, if they don't get this investment and become valued at that tremendous valuation, it'll happen eventually. It'll happen eventually to someone. Now, a great reply to this on Twitter, because Andy tweeted this out also. First of all, pound that like button. No, I'm serious. Take a moment and click, give it an upvote. Subscribe to the channel. All right. And check out disruptmeister.com if you want to watch yesterday's videos and all of my 1,000 videos that I've done before. You can learn. You'll learn how to have a strong hand and not be impulsive and to think far into the future. Defer gratification. Well, here's a guy that I know can defer gratification, this dude. His name is Valistics. I'm butchering your Twitter handle, but you know who you are. And he says, Tiger would be better off with $500 million in Bitcoin. So they may be interested in the crypto space, but they don't understand it yet. And this is true. It is better to buy $500 million worth of Bitcoin than it is to invest $500 million into Coinbase. In fact, and this is great. If they want to throw their money into Coinbase, it is going to be a huge story. I mean, and it'll bring a lot of interest, and it'll bring even more money and help Bitcoin, etc. Again, if they actually bought $500 million worth of Bitcoin and they announced it, Oh my God, that would be an even bigger story, but that's not going to happen. But let's take it down to a smaller scale here. All the people that are like, well, should I invest in this one company? I think I can make a lot of money. They're dealing with crypto. No, just buy the freaking Bitcoin. It's so people try to complicate things. So even these guys, I mean, this is their job. They're a financial organization that invest in companies, in startups. But again, they'd be better off just being boring and buying Bitcoin. I mean, over the long run. So let's see. Let's see in 2024 if they would have spent how much $500 million worth of Bitcoin today is worth then, and how much their investment in Coinbase is worth then. I bet. I mean, obviously, I bet because I'm a holder of Bitcoin and I'm a buyer of Bitcoin. I don't invest in companies. I bet that the investing $500 million in Bitcoin will be worth much more in terms of fiat then. And again, we value our wealth in Bitcoin here. So, I mean, but who knows how many times Bitcoin is, what crypto dividends are going to even come off of it and stuff. All right. So that was a great reply. So speaking of big exchanges, big name United States exchanges, and again, this is a sign. And again, I have traveled all over the world. I'm in Santiago, Chile right now. That the crypto, Bitcoin, it's centered in the United States of America. And you could say north of Canada, it's big in Canada. It's obviously big in Europe also, but the action happens here, the big action. I'm not saying it doesn't happen elsewhere. There are great minds elsewhere. But again, so crypto exchange Gemini has obtained insurance coverage for the digital assets it holds in custody. The insurance comes on top of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation's insured dollar deposits that the exchange holds. Okay, I have a press release linked to below from Gemini. Again, Gemini obtains digital asset insurance via Aon. Digital asset insurance coverage as the Gemini's existing FDIC insurance for fiat funds. So again, let me stress, control your own private keys, people. But this is good news for those who keep their funds at Gemini. I mean, it's huge that Aon is willing to insure this. I mean, that shows a certain level of respect for cryptocurrency among mainstream financial organizations. A big insurance player like Aon is willing to insure this thing, and there is risk involved. I mean, they must really trust Gemini and have studied Gemini's storage techniques, or maybe they don't fully understand. Again, it's better that you keep your fiat, your Bitcoin on a Trezor. You can get one of those below. Use my affiliate link. All sorts of affiliate links linked to below, of course. But again, this makes it more appealing for traditional investors who don't want to go the Trezor route. You know, they can be like, well, no, if I now I can buy this Bitcoin through this place called Gemini and it's insured, I won't lose. Supposedly, okay. Don't fall for that trap. Let the people the golden holders who have been waiting to get into crypto until it's easier, let them go the Gemini route, see how it turns out. I wish them good luck. I'm glad they'll be more willing to try it out now. You, 20%er, you who wants to become richer than those golden holders, those traditional people who have become wealthy through traditional assets, you can't rely on Gemini. You got to rely on yourself as personal responsibility as a new counterculture. Just get a Trezor, keep it there, you'll be fine. All right. What is this? Just, speaking about keeping things simple. Again, keep it simple, people. You don't need to invest in companies that deal with Bitcoin. You don't need to let other people control your Bitcoin. You just buy Bitcoin and control it yourself. But here's someone who did it. This is a guy named Just Buy Bitcoin in the comments section of yesterday's video. Shared this story. He has a great name, Just Buy Bitcoin. I like that name. I have many friends who talk about every coin under the sun and their constantly changing portfolio. Yet their coins have never moved off an exchange. One friend in particular went from $900,000 to $120,000 in 2 months, trying to leverage short altcoins. And he still thinks his money is better in Bitcoin, and there are 180 billion supply or so, than Bitcoin, because it had a moonshot before. He's back to working his old day job. Oh man. When I set him up so good with BTC and Ethereum in the early days. Wow, what a story. But dude, that's just a story that repeats itself. People are impulsive. They're not long-term thinkers. They think they're gamblers. This is a gambler's mentality. And it's unfortunately in the crypto space that most people in crypto don't care about Bitcoin. They don't care. Maybe not a huge chunk of them. Let's just say, I don't want to say most is over 50%. Let's say a tremendous, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. A tremendous amount of people in Bitcoin, in cryptocurrency, they don't care about Bitcoin at all. They would find this video, they would just be, what are you talking about? Why do you care about Bitcoin? So what's your portfolio, Meister? What 6-tier altcoin are you flipping today? They couldn't stand it. They would just go away. It'd take 2 minutes of this video, they'd be gone. They'd be gone. But again, that's a tremendous amount of people out there. So that story doesn't shock me. It's a sad story. Don't be that guy. And here is something from Jeet, again on Twitter. Bitcoin is significantly de-risked as an investment and works today. Competing cryptocurrencies are always only one more fancy project name away from working, okay? So again, all these other altcoins out there, they talk a big game with their future project with a fancy name, how it's going to work in the future, what it can do in the future. We already see what Bitcoin can do in the present. It's already working, and people just don't grasp that. They want to have the next Bitcoin. They think Ripple. They want Ripple to be the next Bitcoin. They want a guru to dictate to them a quick and easy answer that's better than Bitcoin. Oh yeah, this IOTA's got a new tangled or whatever it is. It's clearly better than Bitcoin. It might not work yet. It's all theoretical, but it's better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin punishes the 80%ers. Pound that freaking like button. Yeah. So a lot of people in the space, they come to this video. They're like, holding? What's holding? Isn't cryptocurrency just about having coins on an exchange and making dollars? And what do cryptocurrencies do? They're just trading mechanisms. One's got a fancy name. It's 2 cents. It'll be 20,000 like Bitcoin. So I'm just going to stick with the cheaper version. Yeah. All right. That's the mentality that's out there. Bitcoin punishes the 80%ers. So here's a story, another shoulda used Bitcoin story. Shoulda used Bitcoin story of the day. All right. And this is funny. This is from Gab. And Gab tweeted this out. Gab is like an alternative Twitter or Facebook thingamajig. I haven't really messed with it yet. I think I tried to sign up for it once, and they said it was like too popular, and then I didn't try to sign up again. They wouldn't give me a sign up at the time. This is like over a year ago. But some of the replies to this tweet, people just said, you got to get into Bitcoin now. And let's see if you guys agree. Breaking: Stripe has frozen Gab.com's account and given us until October 19th to remove any and all legal adult content from the site, which they know is impossible. We've had this content and a NSFW setting for 2 years with no issues from then until now. This comes just 11 days after PayPal threatened to halt our service over the old meme from 2012. We are now under a targeted attack from payment processors, as we predicted would happen. Well, that's great. You predicted this would happen. Why didn't you get into Bitcoin beforehand? Why were you relying so heavily on these organizations to bring you your money? Again, you should have used Bitcoin. People, don't get into this situation. Don't be a shoulda, coulda, woulda. Be in motion, people. Don't position yourself in the old way of life, because a centralized authority like PayPal can just shut you off at any time. You can be the greatest guy in the world. Okay? That's it. Bitcoin can't shut anyone off. Bitcoin does not discriminate. So there's another lesson for everyone. And again, it's a use case. It just shows you that already Bitcoin is very useful to avoid those type of situations. And we're going to hear more and more about situations like that. And more people are going to wake up once they hear about situations like that to Bitcoin. All right. So the blockcrypto.com has a great, well, here it is. With all the talk about Bitcoin infrastructure, we decided to look and map the companies / projects / protocols being built on with Bitcoin. So these guys created this big chart. They list all the companies, organizations that are building things on Bitcoin, with Bitcoin. It's great. You know, Lolly is on there. Casa is on there. People, you know, organizations we have just recently talked about. It's a great chart. It's a flow chart. A lot of pictures, not a lot of words for those of you who don't like to read a lot. So check it out. It's linked below. It's you learn a lot, and you see that there are a lot of companies building on Bitcoin. It's great. A great look into the future. This is the beginning of a tremendous ecosystem. I'm thinking like flashback.com, infoseek. All right, no. Vention MGTOW sent $5 in the super chat. Thank you, Vention MGTOW. You are awesome. His channel is awesome. You have 2 new videos up. I'm going to watch them soon, by the way. He says, he spelled out H-O-D-L, H-O-D-O, H-O-D-L. Say H-O-D-L, Adam. You know you want to. No, I don't want to. I want to say hold. I can't say that other word, Vention. I can't. But I spelled it. And I thank you for the $5 in the super chat. And I encourage everyone to go to Vention MGTOW's channel. He is the MGTOW for the working man. Soon he won't be a working man anymore because of Bitcoin, though, which is awesome. And he's a diesel mechanic. For those of you who think you got to go to some state university or whatever, and you're going to pay $50,000 a year, and you're going to become rich. The world needs diesel freaking mechanics. Okay. I mean, the world needs plumbers. Ain't no shame in that game, baby. And you can buy Bitcoin on the side when you're plumbing, when you're diesel mechanicking, and then you won't have to work anymore after a while. So yeah, Vention's got a great channel out there. So what do we have? What do we have? No, we're not going to talk about that. Another Andy Hoffman. Yeah, Andy Hoffman was on fire today, baby. He's got another one over at Steemit, comparing gold and Bitcoin. Uh-oh. So if you want to invest in what money was, go right ahead and buy gold and watch its inflation-adjusted value, liquidity, and desirability continue to decline, especially as the older generations that own it bequeath it to their heirs, who will probably sell it for cryptocurrency. Alternatively, you can invest in the first new money the world has seen in millennia, which likely will dominate the monetary landscape for centuries to come, Bitcoin. Yeah, I do want, again, Bitcoin is gold 2.0. It's just, you can do so much more with Bitcoin than gold, and you can transport it. I mean, the transport issues involved with gold, I just don't see how anyone can want to deal with it. Again, especially since I have to go through customs and I travel all around, to see how easy it would be to start a new life with Bitcoin as opposed to having all my wealth in gold. How would you? Yeah, gold seems to just be a weight, an anchor, and I can't. People born in the 2000s. I don't see how a gold will appeal to them at all. And it will be interesting to see, and I don't want anyone to die or anything, but people die. And as some of these people that have just been holding gold their whole lives, they're 85 years old now, and they leave it to their kids and their grandkids. What will their kids and grandkids do with that gold? I could say, I don't think the grandkids are going to want. The grandkids are going to want to spend it. You can't spend gold. They're going to turn it into something. But some will Bitcoin it. It will be interesting. Again, who knows? Who knows? Andy's again. Check out Andy's Steam It. We've got Agartha, who is a long-term watcher of this. He sent me what is this? 50 Swedish krona, I think this is. Most people hold, I'm not going to say that, crap coin to gain in Bitcoin instead of buying Bitcoin. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people buy altcoins, and then they go try to flip altcoins to get more Bitcoin. But it's easier just to buy the Bitcoin. You're taking a huge risk. And then a lot of people that buy altcoins, they value their wealth in dollars. They don't value their wealth in Bitcoin. And they just want to make more dollars out of it. But you're right. There are altcoin traders. And I've had some on the show before. They just want to make more Bitcoin. So they say. And, I would just say to them, it's gambling. It's gambling. And it's easier just to hold the Bitcoin and occasionally get some crypto dividends and stuff. But thank you, Agartha, for that fine super chat. I appreciate all the long-term viewers and their super chat donations, and the new viewers. Everybody, pound that like button, bang that bell button if you want a reminder when the show goes live. All right, so I've been talking to a guy, a crypto guy who is in Santiago, and he says this: still a very early stage. And he says Argentina is the big place. There is a huge correlation to chaotic economy. Chile is stable, so adoption lower than Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico. Yeah, exactly. And this is a good point. Chile, where I am right now, is clearly the wealthiest country in South America. And so they don't need Bitcoin here. They're living well. Their currency isn't being inflated away. They're able to buy things. They have a lot of luxuries here. There's not horrific poverty here, such as other countries I've traveled to. And it's a matter. These other, when we're talking about Venezuela, they need Bitcoin. And this is the amazing thing that we go back to the top of the show. There are definitely individuals out there in these countries that are being hyperinflated away. They need to preserve their wealth somehow, and this is how they're doing it. They need Bitcoin. This is the easiest way. So it's already being used. And again, so I talked about the altcoin traders and the people who want to invest in companies. Those are Western world problems. Those are United States type of problems. That's why most altcoin traders probably are in the United States. They don't have to work. They don't need Bitcoin. I don't need Bitcoin. I wouldn't die if I didn't have Bitcoin. I wouldn't become poverty stricken if I didn't have Bitcoin. It's great. It's preserving all sorts of wealth. It's better than owning real estate. It's better than so many things. But just because it's better than everything doesn't mean I need it. In these other countries like Venezuela, Zimbabwe, they need it. And so here in Chile, they don't need it yet. So it hasn't really. The community here is not as large as what this guy is telling me. Hopefully I'm going to meet with this dude soon and I'll have some more insight. But no, running around the streets here in Chile, in Santiago, I haven't seen anything Bitcoin related. Here in my little internet realm here, I hear about my Venezuelan friends are telling me much more about Bitcoin all the time. I'm hearing more about it in Mexico from Daniel. So it's it's different worlds or different reasons why it becomes bigger in different places. But here in Chile, which is the wealthiest country in South America, no, there isn't. I haven't noticed it yet. And now someone's probably going to email me right away. And I know Gabriel, who's a Canadian who lives in Chile, he on the coast in Chile, he knows about, he deals with crypto and everything. And he's got Fort Galt over there, but that's not a crypto-based thing. He knows about crypto. Maybe he could talk more about this. I'll have him on the show soon, I guess. Okay, I am going to have him hopefully on the show soon, actually. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Pound that like button. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the link section below. I'll say hi to Strong Hand, dudes. Strong Hands. Let's see hi to you in the chat now.